Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to the segment of Khoj Gurbani's a-sabad-a-day. Our recitation is from Suhi Mahalla Panjwa, Jeevat Marai Bujhai Prabh Soye, Tis Jan Karam Parapat Hoye. The Sabad speaks about recognition, realization of the Prabh, the eternal reality that manifests within us, which Gurbani calls the Prabh, and how it is a matter of essentially dissolving the ego. So at the very outset, it says, Jeevat Marai Bujhai Prabh Soye. This is a declaration. Dying while alive. That names the collapse of the ego identity. This is obviously not biological death. This is the death of the ego. Jeevat Marai Bujhai Prabh Soye, discernment. When you die to the ego, you recognize that in fact, the Prabh, as Bani calls it, is the presence that is within you. And this jan karam parapat hoye. Such an attainment comes to a guru-oriented person, the one who has oriented the mind to the guru principle. So this is a matter of discernment, a matter of living authentically. That is really what it is all about. Because living in the ego is considered in Gurbani to be an inauthentic mode of existence, because an ego is simply a socially given role. At best, it's a distraction and an illusion from living more fully or truly. So it is calling for a decisive inner transformation. Die to the ego. It's very, very radical. So that one's entire comportment to this presence, to this, is structurally changed. And that continues in the Rahau as well, where Sun Sajjan eo duttar tariya, Mil sadhu har naam uchariya. Sun Sajjan eo duttar tariya. The translation is, listen to that friend, Suni, because there is a vowel sign that indicates through listening to the Sajjan, meaning here the companion, a pointer to the Guru. Suni Sajjan eo duttar tariya eo, this one, this duttar, difficult to traverse. There is this imagery of the world being an ocean, difficult to traverse, difficult to swim across. And one of the metaphors in Gurbani is to swim across. And it is actually symbolism for the currents of the mind. The mind is equated to an ocean, duttar, that is difficult to cross over. And so the ego is a representation of that egoic ocean mind, turbulent. And you do that through mil sadhu, harinam uchariya. Uchariya is to express, to speak. And speaking means to embody. It simply means that your expression through the sadhu literally meaning a perfected being, and through the sadhu, harinam uchariya, to allow Har, which is the eminent presence of the Prabh within you, to express itself, uchariye, to allow that expression. That is essentially the rahau, is listening to the Guru, attentiveness. remembrance. So it's really bringing a fragmented mind together. That is what is meant by putting the mind together, meaning the ego is naturally fragmented. And so this is really a non-dual stance, scattered mind brought together through the Guru, who is a companion and a guide. The third verse, the second stanza, एक बिना दूजा नहीं जानना, एक बिना, apart from that one, दूजा नहीं जानना, not acknowledging any second. That's part of the practice, because the ego is constantly looking at itself as a separate, autonomous unit. So the guru-oriented being is formed by the guru friend. Perception itself is restructured to where ek bina duja nahi janne, where you don't recognize anything except ghat ghat antar par brahm pashanne, that you recognize only the par brahm, which is synonymous with prab and har, is recognized, discerned as being present everywhere, in every vessel, ghat ghat antar. And then, जो कुछ करे सोई पल माने, आदि अंत की कीमत जाने. Sui किछ करे, जो किछ करे, whatever that one that you are now perceiving does, or whatever happens, to put it in very plain terms, that person, that mind, accepts it as beneficent. Pala. So, this speaks of contentment, a state of contentment. Contentment, an ego mind that is calmed down, that is dissolved. Ad ant ki कीमत जानने. Then you begin to recognize the worth unfolding from origin through the end. That is to say, placing your trust in divine activity. Divine activity simply means the whole that we see playing out this cosmic drama of which you are a part. And you accept whatever position or outcome you find yourself in. And then you make the most appropriate choice or decision from there, being guru guided. So no longer self-interest, jo kuch kare soi pal manne. It's not fatalism. It is understanding how this universe unfolds. Kau Nanak, this Jan Balihari, I am given over, I am devoted to that Jan, that Guru-oriented being, Jaake Hirday Vase Murari, in whose heart the Murari. Murari is an epithet that we use for Krishna, but Gurbani recontextualizes it as the Har, that presence, essentially that playful presence, the world enchanting presence. So this is a play of love that is being played out, in which we lose our sense of our authentic identity. So dying to the ego means understanding that this is just a social construct. It is not the authentic me. So you have to crucify the ego on the cross of Shabad. That is the message of the Sabbath. Only then will you be able to cross over the Duttar. What does that crossing over mean? You're crossing over into a higher consciousness, where you actually are using faculties that are not even available to you now. Again, this is capacity building. You are expanding your consciousness. Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh.